Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 15 of Chariots of the Pods, the podcast where we rewatch the Stargate SG-1 and review it episode by episode. I am your host, Adam, joined as always by Grav.
Salutations.
And from the depths of Natu comes Jason.
I do like how you reverse outed Tyler's real, online name. You did the reverse docs.
Wait, did I say
now
Grav
we
instead of
know-
Tyler?
You did say Grav instead of Tyler.
I said Grabs. Oh no, it's been one of those days. Anyway, that's Tyler.
Now you know how to find him on
not
Xbox
Grav.
Live.
Yeah. Now you know his GameSpy account name. Yeah. No. Yeah, that's Tyler. Hello, Tyler.
Hola.
But I did get Jason right.
Yeah, that's true. I exist.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a figment of your imagination. Not yet,
I'm
anyways.
just an AI.
You are not a chemical spill delusion. Unlike our very special guest star this week, Justin.
Hi. See, the fun thing is, I have often been called Jason on accident, but because this podcast has a Jason, you will probably always remember that my name is slightly different.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you two do look a lot alike. To me,
I
just profile pictures online.
Probably not. I mean, even our profile pictures look very different. His is Mega Man and Roll, and mine is Edward Elric wearing a Christmas hat.
Yeah.
Also,
my face is already out there, so like theoretically,
yeah,
people should know what
I don't think I've put my face out there at all. So everybody has to postulate on what I look like.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, if there's one thing we all have to face, it is this next batch of Stargate episodes. It's season 3, episodes 11 through 14. And we're going to start with episode 11, Past and Present. Does anyone want to summarize this one? Is anyone brave enough to summarize this episode?
Enough.
Conveniently, I forget most of this one.
Okay, all right. I will give the Cole's notes of it. SG-1 shows up on a planet in a warehouse, which, convenient considering how much they love warehouses. I think they meet 2 random people that more or less give them the lowdown on what's happening on this planet, whereas essentially there are no kids, there are no older people, no one can remember anything. So they're introduced to this lady who seems to be some sort of I guess the lady everyone's kind of trusting to figure out what's going on because she seems smarter than everyone else. What was her name? Kira or something like that?
Kira.
Yep.
Kira. Yeah. Kira starts telling them what's basically been going on and what she's been researching. We learn that Grandma Space Hitler has been on this planet.
Linnea is the in-universe name.
Yeah, but the other name's so much funnier. At which point they insinuate that she probably died, and they're like, okay, we're going to try to figure this out because this is our fault. So everyone come back to the SGC, we'll figure it out. While there, they figure out, hey, Kira's Linnea. Turns out Linnea did some sort of experiment that de-ages everyone, but also makes everyone lose their memories. So the rest of the episode kind of just grapples with the whole concept of, I guess this is kind of like a nature versus nurture type thing, but I don't know. Anyways, Kira figures out a way to cure things. We learn that, I guess in the past, these people did some sort of pesticide thing that made them all infertile, so it was just a bunch of old people. But now, now they're a bunch of middle-aged, or I assume middle-aged people.
Yeah, so the pesticide they use kind of reversed their aging somehow.
Well, no,
it also made them forget
pesticide made them infertile, and then she went and used that pesticide to do some mad science and accidentally de-aged the population.
Yeah. So that entire population is now de-aged.
Which
they're still infertile.
Probably they don't mention that, but probably
they don't mention that. But
I mean, you can infer it, but yeah, they're probably. Listen,
no,
it's been
they say it. They say
Yeah,
it.
it's been like over a year with everybody being completely forgetful and nobody remembering who their spouses or whatever are, and there's been no new children. So, what I'm saying is the
Yeah,
timeline doesn't quite line up.
but they also explained that like most people were like kind of not doing anything just because they didn't want to solve the problem and realize that they were just cheating on their significant others. So a lot of
Listen,
people were more or
people,
less holding back. At least that's
I'm
their explanation for it.
That's the three
I'm going
people
to
that we met.
yeah. Listen, people would be fucking. I'm sorry. That's just anyway.
Anyway, so now they
Anyways,
have DH Linnea hanging around.
yeah. Yes. But you know, the problem gets solved in the sense of you know, we figured out a way to get everyone's memories back. They're still de-aged, but I guess Linnea at this point
Well,
sneaks
Kira.
in one of the cures and then remembers that she's Linnea, and then this prompts her to try and more or less
Kill
off
herself.
herself. Yeah, and then you know, Daniel Jackson convinces her, well, what if you just forgot instead? And then she forgets again, and then she leaves. So the main thing I didn't mention there is that there's a weird there's a really weird love subplot here
Go on.
between Daniel Jackson, who, might I remind you, whose wife died the previous episode, and Kira.
Yes.
It's called recovery sex.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess.
So
what did you
Daniel
guys think of
bones.
this?
So Daniel Jackson bones Grandma Space Hitler, but she's been de-aged and
Yeah,
is attractive now.
sure.
Sure. That doesn't make it okay to,
To bone Grandma Space Hitler.
But what part
no,
of it is
like
not okay?
all of
Let's
it,
get into
really.
it.
Quite a bit of it, really. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you met Hitler and he had forgotten literally everything about his life, his person, is he still Hitler? I don't know.
Also, if you don't recognize him at first, then
Didn't
Yeah.
quite recognize Hitler at first, you know.
He shaved the mustache and you have no idea.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, it's
working
like
at
perfect
Burger
camouflage.
King, just trying to
Yeah.
make a living.
So like
How did
that's
I word
really
it?
the main crux of this episode, right? They're trying to pose this question of like, well, if she doesn't remember being the horrible monster, is she the horrible monster?
like, is that the same personality even, or is it just a different personality in the same body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I worded it was is Hitler with JRPG amnesia still Hitler? And so to clarify, I think we should probably go over before when we first met Linnea, she was in like a space prison and SG-1, unaware of who she was, sprung her free and later found out that her subtitle was the Destroyer of Worlds, because she had a habit of using her mad science to kill everyone on a planet.
To destroy worlds, you could say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she escapes, and that would have been a fun setup for a recurring villain, where they just stumble upon some mad science she's been up to. Which I guess they do this one time, but only this one time because she got by her own mad science.
Would it be
Yeah.
would it be more interesting if they had framed this episode as they figure out a cure and then later on we find out that, like, after they let her go, we find out the cure is Linnea and they'd accidentally let her go again. And then later on in the show, like, more stuff happens. I don't know if you try to make her a redeemed good guy, flip-flopping between good guy and bad guy. I don't know. But I don't know.
I get tweener.
So what you're saying is she's the pickle? You want to make her the Piccolo of this show?
Does she destroy the moon at some point?
I mean,
if she does, I'm up for it.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I've never actually seen all of original Dragon Ball. Does Piccolo flip-flop, or does he? I thought he was just a bad guy until DBZ, at which point he just became a good guy.
Yeah, pretty much. There's not much flip flopping in Dragon Ball. Just face turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's straight up face turning.
It's
and
Vegeta who
like,
flip
constant.
flops.
He just blows things up every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, really,
Get
the
it out of
only
your
reason
system.
why Vegeta doesn't try to destroy Earth anymore is because all his stuff is there. Let's be honest.
For a little while.
So
he's also
anyway. Linnea could have been a fun villain in like a Doctor Who kind of way. Definitely could have been a Doctor Who villain.
Sure.
Where just they stumble upon her mad science every once in a while.
Do you think, here's the thing, do you think that letting her go again was the best move?
Well, so all right, so let's think about that. They sent her back to the planet with all of the people with the DDT amnesia, with a cure for the amnesia. Everyone on the planet needs to take it, but the two chuckle fucks who like were with her on the base were told that under no circumstances should she be given the cure. How if they need to like produce and distribute on a mass scale, like that amnesia cure? How easy would it be for her to just get curious and sneak a dose?
Not even that. Like, someone might just give it to her by accident one day or something like, oh, here, everyone takes this, take this.
It gets in the water supply.
Yeah.
So
it's like one of those things where they think they solve it, but they actually make it worse. And I guess this is where, like, because there's like the conflict between her at the end, right? Where the reason why she tries to end it is because she, for what all intents and purposes, this Kira person existed for a year, and this Kira person cared about Daniel Jackson. But when she remembered, it was like a conflict of personalities, almost like I'm this actual monster, and I don't know how to handle this.
It was more than just she cared about Daniel Jackson. She was, when we first see her, she is in a hospital trying to help heal people, and keep them alive. Like she was. The implication seems to be that she was being a good person and doing good things, but I think this episode would be more interesting if it really dwelled on the question of should we let her go or not a little bit more. And instead, when they do dwell on it, it's just Daniel Jackson saying, she's different now, I swear. So I don't know. It's good. I enjoyed the episode
because I feel like that is the thing they should have, if they wanted to truly get rid of this character, or even just say like, okay, this is Space Hitler's redemption arc, which I don't think Space Hitler deserves redemption arc, but whatever. Maybe that's just me tying her to the real thing, but
yeah, that you're like we're thinking too much of the real thing, because the planet where she did commit that bioweapon incident, that planet sucks anyway, and we don't have the full story.
That's true. That planet does suck.
That justifies it completely.
Oh yes, completely.
I don't know if it justifies it, but like at a certain point, you understand that like those people will throw you in jail for life for like stealing some bread. So like maybe they're not the best source of information either.
But she is a mad scientist, and I don't want to say sociopath because that's a real condition. But TV sociopath.
She's got some Dr. Halsey in her where she thinks she's the only one capable of fully weighing human lives against one another and feeling justified in the decision.
Okay, she's a super Halsey. Dr. Halsey never committed like complete and total genocide, though.
But she also did abduct children and turn them into super weapons to be used against their own families.
Is that a worse crime than total and complete genocide?
I mean, if it was complete genocide, there'd be no one left to throw in prison.
That's true. But yeah, so what I was going to say was essentially like if they had made the resolution to this, her coming to terms with the fact that in the past she was a monster, but her choosing to be the person she is now rather than the monster she was before, and say like maybe make it a learning experience.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't love it, but it'd be better than, hey, we just erased your memories again. It's probably fine.
I mean, there's also the fact that like if she became a different person the first time her memories were erased, she might become a different person again the second time.
Yeah.
So like having her reckon with her memories would be
Healthier.
way better, healthier. I don't know. What if you fucking hired a therapist for her instead?
Therapy. This is
Yeah,
the
that'd be
90s.
alright.
There's no such thing as therapy.
Yeah. I mean, this also introduces the issue where like the person that she was that she became during that year that fought the impulses to become, to be like the monster, whatever the heck that she mentioned at the end there. That person, for all intents and purposes, is gone. So theoretically, if she were to take this thing again, all that would come back is the monster, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like,
So like
We don't-
or is it a case of like, well, if we give her enough time to not take it, then maybe like she'll be a good person? It's the stupidest thing.
Like,
yeah,
the SEC would need to keep constant tabs on this planet.
yeah.
Which, I mean, also because this is the first industrialized planet they've reached that isn't Gould. You'd think they would want to keep tabs on them regardless.
How do we feel
Mhm.
about all the painted backgrounds, by the way?
You know,
I kind of, they look terrible, but I kind of love them.
yeah, no, it's real good. Like some good '90s, like bad '90s adventure game kind of backgrounds.
Yeah,
There's some charm in the cheesiness of it.
yeah.
I do like that dirigible airship though in the background. I
I
don't know why.
appreciated how everything was smoldering at all times, just like stacks of smoke everywhere at all
Yeah.
times.
After they had already established our society is completely at a standstill, we don't know what to do, and here's all these factories just, making their capitalistic shit and pumping pollution into the
Is there
atmosphere.
capitalism there? Who knows?
When there's factories, there's
There's so
capitalism.
many questions.
Listen, it sure looks like Britain in the 1850s.
Sure does look like every time Doctor Who goes back to the Victorian era. Yeah.
Really, we all just stumbled on the set to that Murdoch Mysteries thing is what it actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, this almost all of this was almost definitely reused from something else.
Oh, what if they just went to the Murdoch Mysteries sets? That'd be so good.
Unfortunately, I think those are on the East Coast.
Yeah, because there's like Steampunk Toronto, the Murdoch Mysteries.
I mean, they just filmed that in actual Toronto.
All right, yeah. So for the so being like an industrialized city that should be a lot of people around, it has like the fewest extras or like characters they meet.
We don't really get a good view of like a street or anything, do we?
No, there's a warehouse exterior, hospital interior, and archive room.
Yeah, all of which are reused from other previous episodes. Which is fine. By the way, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, it's just very funny. Like that's a real Star Trek Voyager kind of thing. Of we have budget for 3 guest characters in this episode to represent this entire planet. And yeah, this does feel like a real 3 out of 5 Voyager episode.
I liked it. It was fun. I didn't hate it.
It's breezy. It's a breezy episode.
Yeah,
I think tonally, it's weird considering where it is.
It does get kind of dark a few times,
but not even that. Like this is an issue for more so for us than the people watching the show back in the 90s. But even then, this would have been an issue, I believe. The previous episode, Sharai died.
Mm-hmm.
And
in this episode, it's like, hey, yeah. And in this episode, it's like, hey, will they? Won't they? Oh, look at them like bad eyelashes at each other. It's like, motherfucker.
I mean, he does say like, my wife just died. The thing is, like, so Daniel had been processing like his wife missing and potentially being dead for like a year at this point.
For a couple years now.
Yeah. So like
and then when she dies, she did have him go through a couple weeks in his head of like eternal sunshine.
Yeah, so like he has resisted and or not had like any sort of like actual romantic relationship for a really long time.
Wait, so
And
did
so I could,
on
yeah.
actually, so on I'm trying to remember on that planet where that one girl put him in the sarcophagus over and over again and turned him to a cokehead.
Yeah.
He didn't bone her, right? I mean, I guess they don't imply anything.
I
Oh,
don't
he
know.
definitely did.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Still,
And
like
it would
this,
have turned to
still
a
like
caveman.
okay. Then
Yeah.
then this is
That
the one then this is the one occasion where he's done
The
it
second
where he's been
occasion.
like, but he's not in like a
Where he's
mind control
consented.
state. Yeah, he is consenting this time. That's the difference.
Oh, I forgot about Hathor. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. You see, I say consent, and then he's like, "Oh God, Hathor."
Yeah. Jeez.
But no, like this
Daniel's
this is
actually
this
the
is the
most actually assaulted character in the show. You think it'd be Carter, but no, it's Daniel.
Yeah.
but no, this
Yeah.
is like he's kind of realizing that he can let go in a way he hasn't been able to in a long time. So like this whole thing, it makes this whole subplot does make sense to me. It is definitely like really there's definitely a really next episode sense to it. But if you were in Daniel's position, I could see like wrestling with this quite a bit. That said, I do still think he should have taken a better. Uh, he should have
He
through a little
needs
more when he
better
found out
tips.
that this was Linnea. Yeah, listen. One kiss and he's ready to throw everything her way.
He came around
Uh,
in the end, though. It took
Should've
him a
been a good
little bit
kiss.
to get there.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like when they're on the planet and she was being real flirty with him, while
Yeah.
they're in that library room, the entire team are just giving each other looks. It's like really.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like that one scene where like he brings up, it's like, listen, it's not you. I literally just lost my wife. I feel like that's there not necessarily to for any other reason other than maybe the people who like watching this show missed last week's episode and don't understand that no, his wife died last episode. Like I feel like that's why that's there.
On some level, you also have to acknowledge that, like, even to people who already know.
Yeah. But at a certain like that's why I feel like if this was like a season later, I wouldn't even bat an eyelash at this. But it being the direct episode following Forever and a Day is just weird.
Yeah. But how much time has gone by since that episode and this episode?
Like in universe. Has it been a
Yeah.
month?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the moratorium on that? Like, how long do you think it needs to be for it to be acceptable?
Okay, well, so he lost his wife like to the Gould, like 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and then the Gould with his wife died, let's say a month ago. Yeah. Once you get to space stuff, those questions become weird.
Mm-hmm. I think what makes it worse is that who this person is, or who they are insinuating this person is.
Yeah, which he doesn't know
Hmm.
that when that happens, that he finds out later, and that's like a nasty surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you opened up your heart, and it turns out you opened up your heart to Hitler.
The Grandma Space Hitler. Yeah.
Space Hitler. Like, I need to add that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you really have to add the Grandma Space Hitler part. All right, so I have some notes.
Uh-huh.
There's towards the beginning of the episode when they're like finding out about the amnesia problem on the planet. Carter makes a reference to an injury one of her friends got in the Gulf War.
Ooh, yeah, that's
How
right.
Copper got shot down and she got amnesia. And O'Neill's like, what? So they all got hit in the head on this planet?
Gulf War syndrome, right?
Gulf War syndrome. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Also, the two chuckleheads they meet and like are just around the whole episode are very clearly a boomer ass married couple. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, they just pulled them from the streets of Vancouver.
Yeah, something like that. Let's hear. Oh, so whenever
real quick,
Yep.
was Married with Children playing on TV at this time?
I think it was off the air at this point. This is '99. But yeah, definitely like a very boomer married couple.
Reruns would have still been on, but yeah, that show was over.
Yeah. Also, whenever Dr. Fraser has to like show up on a planet for like a medical thing, she only ever has like the two guys with her. You seem like you would need more orderly staff than that.
Let's be honest, like Frasier makes that entire base run by herself. She's probably just like, you know what, never mind, I'll just do everything myself. I just need you two chuckle fucks to carry my portable lab.
Yeah, but it's only just the two guys. It's pretty funny.
Work
Uh,
smarter, not harder.
yes.
They call them Team Lift.
There's there's a line when they bring Kira and the two chuckleheads back to the base, and Kira needs to get shooed away from the lab because she's too energetic about it.
Mhm.
Daniel says catches the hint from Frasier and is like, "Oh, I'll give you all the 50-cent tour," which I guess is like an old fashioned phrase. But when he said that, just like me out loud, I went, "Yo, Fitty!" So
Hit that sweet ass ramp.
it's a big ass ramp. What that
Oh.
is. Yeah.
You gotta have it somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta have the big ass ramp somewhere.
Mhm.
Also, Carter figured out that Linnea was Linnea, I guess, before they even got the DNA evidence in.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, this is really, this all adds up.
Yeah, you're really
So-
good at this for some reason.
Yeah, it's like a fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, or you
You're
can't
gonna
fool me again.
Yes.
Also, the stereotype of the pretty blonde woman being suspicious of the other pretty blonde woman.
Oh, that's a trope.
I mean,
That's-
she's not suspicious until later, to be fair.
But she catches on pretty dang quick.
Well, just 'cause
Logically,
Carter's the smart one.
logically, there's plenty enough good reason to believe that this is,
Yeah.
Imagine
if there was a thing between Carter and Daniel, like the direction they could have taken this episode in.
No.
Yeah.
No, nobody
No.
wants that.
But
I mean,
also,
sure, there's some people who want that, but I don't.
of every planet that they've been to, this is the one most ready for some Burger King franchises to open up.
So
that's
I
my
would,
last note.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
So, Adam, do you have any more notes or thoughts on this? Because I got a few things jotted down.
There's some good lines in the cold open, so if you have those written down, feel free.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Oh. I don't know what you want me to do.
Oh, I assume you have notes and like good lines that you wrote down.
You said the lines in the cold open. It's like, what the hell is he talking about? Okay, so did anybody else notice, like, when they first went to the hospital, Kira just gives that patient some sniffing salts and he just instantly pops back up?
She was having like an asthma attack.
Yeah,
or something.
Like, holy hell, like, anytime I get allergies or start coughing, if I can just, like, do some smelling salts and be instantly healed, I am 100% down for that.
Yeah, those magical smelling salts, they should get a sample of that.
I mean, the only smelling salts we have on Earth is, like, for, like, football, like, when you get a concussion.
Which, yeah, I mean, that's just fun. That's just fun to take in general.
Yeah.
Everyone loves getting concussions.
So fun fact, we learned that Tilk's name means strength, which we will never remember again.
I mean, he could just be lying about that, honestly.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
It's Tilk. It's Tilk.
I mean, that was a good set of lines where, like, someone said, "What's with the name Teal?" It's like, my father gave it to me. Like, you remember your father every day, which I assume my son remembers because I'm not with him.
Which is more than what my son could say about me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I did want to clarify is, so we figured out that Kira's magic serum turned all the younger people young, but all the young people are missing. So did all the young people just get, like, turned into, like, puddles of, like, goop?
Don't think about it too hard.
No, they actually did explain that, like with the DDT making everyone infertile. That's why there was no kids.
No one was younger than 20-something years old.
Yeah, but still, there would have been, kids, infants, tweeners.
Also, if people had regressed 40 years, and you had the youngest generation, Children of Man style, where they're in their 20s, did they just stay in their 20s, or did they just pop out of existence?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the young pop people, what happened to them?
Again, don't think about it.
I'm pretty sure they explained this. They
just
don't. Straight up said no. They said it was one of the lines that explains the no kids thing because they were all infertile.
Yeah, but they also dropped the 20-year thing.
So you're saying old people got younger. Why didn't the people who were young get younger?
Turned into babies.
Yeah, so I think the
implication is that everyone's already old.
Yeah, everyone was over the age of 45.
Okay. Yeah, because they said we went to the houses and all we saw were photos of old people because we only learned how to make photos, I guess, after we all got old or something. I don't know.
Okay, thank you, Jason, for paying attention because I was not.
Yeah, I pay attention sometimes. Okay, here's a question: did you pay attention when Daniel Jackson was trying to get into that room with Daniel and Kara, more or less implying "Yo, I could shoot this one too if you want."
What?
Anyone caught that?
I'm not sure. I don't think I did.
I'm not sure which.
When did this happen? What was the context?
This happened after they figured out who she was, and Daniel went to go speak to her for the first time. Where Teal'c goes with her or goes with him, and he tries to get in the room too, saying I'm only worried about your safety. And Jackson's just kind of no, I'll be okay. I don't know. In the back of my head, I had a headcanon of Teal'c saying something I have killed women who have fancied you once before, Daniel Jackson. I will not hesitate to do it again. Even though he doesn't actually say it.
No.
There's something I want to say right now, but I don't think I can.
Don't.
Sure you can. Listen, we can always cut it out. We can always cut it out. Do it.
God.
We can always
cut it out. Are you saying Teal'c is the worst wingman?
Adam, do you have a beep button?
No.
Say it. You can cut it out.
I'll try to bleep over you or something in post.
I'll just leave it in our chat and torment our dear listeners with it.
Put it in the Discord channel so everyone has to get on the Patreon.
Yeah. The last note I had from this episode is O'Neill has a banger quote. "Oh my, there is a distinct lack of optimism in this room," which I thoroughly want to use one day during a board meeting.
When he walks into the lab and they're all burned out trying to figure out the solution. Yeah.
If my boss walked in and said something like that, I would want nothing more than to punch him very hard.
But you work in a IT related field, so nobody expects you to respond appropriately.
Are you sure?
That's how I always thought about our IT folks where I work.
Listen, okay, so to be fair, I have crossed the smartass line before, but also the line probably is a good bit higher in the IT department.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Anyway. And the last thing you will hear here is that we're wrapping up this episode.
All right.
Yeah.
And moving on to season 3, episode the 12th, Jolinar's Memories. That's right, more Jolinar content.
Yep, Jolinar's back, except not because Jolinar's dead, but
Jolinar's hella dead.
The hella, the most discussed character who never actually really truly appeared.
Yeah. So does anyone want to summarize this one?
So I was actually just about to ask because this is technically a 2-parter. Do we just want to tackle these next 2 together?
They do not have the same name, and it does not say to be continued. I'll treat them as separate episodes.
Yes, it does.
It does?
It did for me on Amazon.
Does, but at the same time, so I feel like part of this episode, and the reason why I think this is a good episode is because It does not fall into a trap that so many other episodes do. Like I had forgotten more or less how this series of episodes goes. And within the last 10 minutes, I was like, okay, so what's the bullshit they're going to do to resolve this? And then they don't. And it's like one of the most like, oh, it's wow, refreshing. You allow a story to last more than one episode. Who could have possibly foreseen this?
Well, there's a big twist at the end of this one, so I kind of want to do this separately from the next one.
Yeah, and I'm all for it.
All right.
All right, so Grab sounds like you. Damn it, Tyler. It sounds like you volunteered.
All right. So, the episode opens up with our best boy Martooth coming through the Stargate and directly informing Sam that her dad has essentially been captured by Space Satan. The Goa'uld Sokar has taken him to his prison planet, and SG-1, along with Martooth, hatches a crazy plan to infiltrate the planet and rescue him. And in their attempts to rescue Carter's dad, end up getting captured by the warden of the planet Binar. And do you want me to reveal the twist now, Adam, or do you want to do it?
And then reveal the twist like in the sequence it's supposed to be revealed?
It's a good twist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So not only does Hell have a bunch of buff German boys in it, but our long lost friend Apophis shoots the warden and becomes the king of Hell.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's all. That's the short of it.
Yeah.
That's the long and short of it.
Yep.
But I guess like the main meat of this episode is I guess it's kind of like, this is definitely a Carter episode, right?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Like you're constantly going back and forth between her reliving flashbacks of her past as well as her reliving flashbacks of Jolinar's past. And
because
that's done
they have
because
the beard trimmer thing from that Hathor episode.
They have the beard trimmer, which they attach to her head, and they turn on and off here and there to more or less get insight on what to do. Now, I guess the idea behind this is because Jolinar was the only one to have ever escaped the Hell Planet, that they're trying to figure out how did she do it, right?
So how did she do it?
So as it turns out, if you honeypot the Warden of Hell, you can escape.
Yeah, it turns out, but that only works once because Sokar took that dude's eye.
And then it turns out he was pretty pissed off about that.
Turns out.
Yeah. But, so I guess some of the weirder things in this episode is just like the flashbacks with Jolinar and Martooth. How did you all like those?
I mean, we all know what the deal is with Jolinar and Martooth. It's just reiterating.
Yeah, it seems like something taken straight out of like a Days of Our Lives presentation of some sort of romantic scene.
Yeah. But then also the flashbacks about Jolinar's time in Hell and like honeypotting the Warden. It seems like something from like an FMV game.
Kind of. But also, like, you could tell not enjoyable times in Hell, as it turns out. Because when she first tries to access those memories, she essentially starts convulsing and yelling, turn it off, turn it off. Which,
Oh,
fair.
yeah, because Sokar's torture.
Yeah, which, I mean... It's not a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out their torture are just the cattle prods that make a light shoot out of your mouth. Have we seen this before?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, well, we will see them again. They are a staple.
Yeah.
They figured out the effect of having a cattle prod make a light shoot out of your mouth. And they will use it again.
Yeah, I mean, they got that effect. They might as well use it again. Here's a question I'd like to bring up. How did you guys like the whole process of them getting down to the planet and then immediately getting captured?
That's pretty funny. It was a really half-assed plan to begin with, also.
Yeah, I guess
Because-
like, that was one of the points of contention. I guess Martouf was saying, "Well, we can't figure it out. I'm just going to go down myself, and I'll let you know how to blow this place up." To more or less sacrifice myself, and then they're like, "No, we're going to go down anyways because Carter's dad's down there. We're going to save Carter's dad." And then he makes a big deal about bringing weapons. I guess they shoot that one guy, but then they all immediately get got by.
they're all
By what's his
immediately
face?
disarmed by Binar and his
Mhm.
goons.
Which I do appreciate that it's like they're just like, yeah, throw him in the hole, and the hole just happens to be where Carter's dad is.
That's real convenient.
It's a very convenient thing. A lot of convenient things in this episode, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
This episode would be nothing without convenience. This series would be nothing without ridiculous convenience.
How did everyone like seeing Sokar for the first time?
Oh, you mean the guy who's just
Wow.
trying to vamp the whole time while like kind of
Yeah.
conjuring a candle?
Yeah.
He's a good bad guy presence.
I guess he
Yeah.
just seems like a cartoon villain at this point.
Yeah.
This show is cheesy enough for me to accept a cartoon villain. Also,
Yeah.
Apophis is also a cartoon villain. You know, that guy that's definitely dead.
Yeah, the guy that
Yeah.
like we all saw die and that we showed his death to the teenagers that one time.
Yeah. Good thing he's not coming back ever again.
I appreciated the fact they gave us a little bit of variety with Sokar instead of being like another Egyptian or like Mesopotamian god. Like he's just supposed to be the devil.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
role playing Satan."
And just vamping about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a guy with like the pale makeup and the veins on his head and just vamping.
The long fingernails.
Yeah.
It was freshing. It felt unique and distinct from Apophis.
Or Nirti or Horus.
Almost all of them seem to be like either Greek or Egyptian inspired, usually Egyptian inspired. And this guy's like, no, I'm gonna be the cheesiest hell motherfucker you can think of.
And then like all of his Jaffa have like those silly like demon armor outfits.
It looks
Yeah.
it looks like it comes straight out of Oblivion. This looks like an Oblivion dungeon.
Yeah.
As
I mean,
in
it
a
basically
plane
is
of
an Oblivion dungeon.
Yeah. As in they've gone behind an Oblivion gate, and that's where they are now. And also, its depiction of hell reminded me of Doom 3. The 15 minutes you spend in hell in that game. That's a good comparison, by the way, because like that depiction of hell is pretty fucked up, and this one also is. You can hear people constantly screaming in the background in both of these episodes.
It's hell. What do you want?
Exactly that. No, listen, those screams could have been sampled for Doom 3 as far as I'm concerned. I think they might have.
Honestly, I believe that they just got that from like a Spirit of Halloween and just had it play on loop or something. It was just like your Haunted House Screams CD.
Yeah.
But still a very effective use of like 3 of the 3 sets they built.
Yeah.
For hell.
Yeah.
And actually, I think they did a good job too with like the makeup that they had this episode and like how sweaty everyone looked.
Binar's eyes. Ugh. Oh, that was gross. And, like, very
so the bit where it's like oozing green liquid and he never bothers to clean it off it's gross and I don't like it at all.
Very effective.
Yeah.
I think that's the point.
Yeah. And Binar also vamps. You know, there's a lot of vamping in hell. It turns out.
I mean, for a little bit until he just
gets murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that whole bit is, I think, probably my favorite part of these episodes, where Binar is being set up as like the main bad guy, and then suddenly he's not the main bad guy.
Yeah, his weird henchman with like the full armor like face mask. It's like Spawn looking motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Is the main villain. It turns out that's Apophis, and half his face is melted now.
Yeah,
which means
that was an early effect too.
That is an early prosthetic, and they have to put that prosthetic on him every single time he shows up from now on.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
even
they
though
eventually fixed that, but yeah.
even though the Goa'uld have free healthcare in the form of sarcophagus,
I
Apophis
guess
messed up
Sokar
things.
fucked him up so bad that like this crop is going to do so much.
Yeah, it's possible.
Uh,
How did you like the like? I mean, that scene where he was vamping, kind of like Sokar steals the show. But like, how did you like the whole bit where the guy shows up and he's like, "Hey, thank you so much for sending Jolinar so I can get my revenge." And Sokar just like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah, it's pretty good. And
It's like, "Are you
and
serious?"
that's when Sokar's like playing with the candle as well with his long fingernails.
Yeah, he's always playing with his candle. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, and then like in this first episode, they keep him like kind of in shadow, so you only like see like the glow of his eyes and
Mhm.
like a faint outline of a face. It's very effective. All right, what else is there? Oh, there's a fun little gag when they go there on like a cargo ship, like what we saw in Dead Man Switch, that same set. And
Mhm.
there's a fun little, I guess, Michael Shanks and Richard Anderson playing with the set, like to go a fun little throwback to like the self destruct thing from Dead Man Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Daniel is like messing with it with the center console, and he like pulls that little hooded thing back to where the buttons are, and like O'Neill gives is like no, and then it's a fun little thing that they did.
Yeah.
It's a background thing that you just see as they're walking along. But yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are some good one-liners here by O'Neill in this episode that I really appreciated. It's like I'm going to end up there sooner or later. Might as well check out the neighborhood, and then by all means to hell with us. Like Richard Dean Anderson was just having way too much fun with these two episodes in the
yeah,
hell.
because he also did a lot in the last episode as well of just being a smartass constantly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a very badly planned mission. We finally we see the escape pods used again. Actually, yeah, we're not 2 for 2 of seeing the escape pods used with that cargo ship.
I'm sorry, but
Everything comes equipped with those.
if you're gonna do the ODST thing, then when you land, you got to come out guns a blazing, not hey, let's just walk
Stumbling
into
out of
hell
it.
in our SG-1 uniforms with
I
no
felt like if
weapons.
you're going to take an entire spaceship that large, you could probably take like more people with
Yeah.
guns and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
storm
like
the gates of hell.
they only had the 4 pods, I guess.
Rings
Mm.
just beam down.
I guess. You know, actually, Tyler brings up a good point. Why did they show up in their uniforms? They didn't even try to blend in.
Which Martooth explicitly pointed out they should try to do.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. They're captured immediately.
Yeah, they like, and that whole sequence is like show up. The guy says kneel, and then they're like, nah, like that's not gonna happen. That's when Carter yells that person's name, and they all pretty much get got. It's like, okay, well, that's you guys really weren't thinking this through.
They really weren't. And it's like, okay, well, hopefully they changed all the iris codes before they left. You know, just in case they were captured in hell. You'd think.
Yeah, it's fine. I bet it won't come up in the next episode.
But we'll come out for the next episode. All right, so I think that's all of the notes I have. Anything else before we move on to part 2?
So one little bit of trivia I picked up from the Amazon viewing is so when Nanak is Binar's second in
Neonak.
Naonak. Sorry. Naonak is Binar's second in command. When we first see him, he's actually not being played by Peter Williams. He's actually being
different
played
guy.
by a guy named Dion Johnstone. But when he takes the mask off, that's obviously Peter Williams. So I thought it was weird. They brought in a guy to just do like one scene of him walking around with the mask on.
Well, and also, like, he does say something in that first scene where he shows up, and if it was Apophis' voice, everyone would be like, "Hey, that's Apophis." So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's more to like not bring attention to it than anything else. Just have someone else play the guy, do a voice that's completely different. That way, when you have the shocker at the end, it's like an actual surprise.
Yeah, but they could have just done that, like where he doesn't like say anything, or he just says it with a deep growling voice.
Maybe they couldn't get him for that day of shooting. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. I like the CGI work, like with the planets and the moons.
Oh yeah, like the escape pod sequence. Well, that's good. Add some decent CG there.
Yeah, yeah. I think at one point, like, there's some good shots of Teal'c and his ship out in space, and you see, the hell moon on one side and the nice white planet on the other. Like, this episode felt like a lot more like sci-fi, like with it being in space, looking down on planets.
Yeah, some more sci-fi shit going on here.
Yeah, yeah.
We usually get. And this episode does not take place in scenic British Columbia.
I mean, it does just on a soundstage, I assume.
It's on a soundstage. Okay, fine. Okay, so that takes us to part 2 of this two-parter. Season 3, episode the 13th. The Devil You Know. Alright, Justin, you can summarize this one or the next one. Bueller?
I don't think Justin's willing to summarize this one, so why don't you go on ahead, Adam?
Yeah, okay, fine. Alright, so part 2. Apophis has revealed himself. He was like, you thought that was Binar, but it was I, Apophis. And you're like, oh shit, it's Apophis. Everyone, so they tried to escape at the end of the previous episode through the rings. Apophis gets them, throws them all back in the hole, and then brings them in one by one for some fun time torture, where he finds the memory device on Carter almost immediately, and then uses that to just fuck with everyone. Goes into their memories, tries to get some information out of them that he can try to sell to Sokar. Because overthrowing Binar was a bit of a no-no in Sokar's domain, so he has to try to sell some information to Sokar to like not get immediately killed.
Yeah.
So after like most of the episode is just him like dragging in the different people and like torturing them with the memory device. He eventually gets the name of a planet that he thinks is the Tok'ra home base out of Martooth. He goes to Sokar. That's obviously not the planet. Sokar knows it. That's a whoopsie on his part. But while that's going on, Teal'c has gone back with the cargo ship to the planet that they started from. Got in touch with the Tok'ra. The Tok'ra are like, okay, well, this is bad because the information that Carter's dad had to begin with was that Sokar had way too many ships that he was supposed to have, and was poised to conquer all the system lords. So the Tok'ra are like, okay, well, take this bomb back to the Hell planet, and then shoot it at the Hell planet, and it'll cause that moon to blow up. We'll just blow up that moon. Hopefully, Sokar will be in orbit. It'll kill Sokar. So there's some stuff with Teal'c and this Tok'ra guy arguing about whether they should rescue SG-1 before blowing up the planet. They get there. Sokar's in orbit. That's when Apophis is trying to, I guess, get close up to Sokar to stab him because Apophis has a cool ass Baraka blade now.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to pull an Assassin's Creed or something.
Oh, you beat me to it. Damn it.
Yeah. So big dramatic finish. They shoot the bomb at the planet. Everything's going shitty in hell. The crew escapes again. O'Neill's been shot in the leg by a staff weapon for being a smartass by this point. But they get to the ring device.
It took that long.
Yeah. They get to the ring device. There's a fun little interception maneuver by Teal'c. He intercepts the ring transport. They all fly away from the planet as it explodes. Apophis, instead of killing Sokar, kills Sokar's guys and is able to escape on through the I guess different ring device on the ship in orbit around the moon to the nearby planet. As the moon explodes, taking out that ship, and I guess Sokar along with it. So now Apophis is just has showed up in Sokar's palace, on Sokar's I guess command like home planet there. The moon's
Mhm.
exploding. SG-1 flies off in that cargo ship. Everyone lives happily ever after.
Yeah. And Apophis will appear again in Avengers Doomsday.
Yes.
So, isn't it kind of crazy that the Toker just have a planet-destroying bomb in there, or at least a planetary body-destroying bomb, just casually?
I mean, it's more a moon-destroying bomb.
Planetary body?
Well,
Listen.
and also you have to like get that bomb into like the core of a planet, which you usually can't do. But because this moon had already been blasted to hell to turn it into hell, there are just holes that they can shoot it through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's be honest. The Tok'ra have had nukes this entire time, and for whatever reason, just don't feel inclined to use them.
I mean, they do make a point of saying that this is typically a last resort type thing. They even make it a matter of fact dimensions like, we wouldn't sacrifice SG-1 and Martoof without thinking that this is the only option we have.
Yeah, and
Which
my
is a point
immediate
to
response
bring
to
up
that was
this guy's kind of
bullshit.
a dick about it.
Yes, this is also the first planetary body they've blown up in this TV show.
Don't worry, there'll be more.
Oh yeah, there'll be more. The power scaling here isn't quite Dragon Ball Z level, but there is power scaling.
Definitely. So following up on, I guess the reveal that Apophis is the dude behind, not really behind anything, but like the dude that was hanging around in the shadows this whole time. I just gotta say, like, isn't it very refreshing to have an episode set something up and not just resolve it in like 2 seconds at the end? How do y'all feel about that?
I
That's
guess-
called a two-parter.
Yeah, I like two-parters.
Yeah, but this isn't the end of the season. This is the first time they've done this.
Well, no, they had that
Or maybe not the
Joker
first.
two-parter.
They've done it like
last
one
season.
one other time before, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, a mid-season two-parter. They've done that before.
Hmm.
And I guess in a similar way, like a good third of this episode is filler, with all the memory flashback stuff.
Yeah, but even though they're flashbacks, it's not like a clip show. It's new stuff that they've shot for this episode, and honestly, some of it's kind of mindfucky. Like, I don't know
Oh
if you want to
yeah,
get into those things right now, but like the one with Carter, where it's basically in the previous flashback scenes in the episode before, they had like a younger actress playing Carter, hearing the news that her mother had just died in an accident, right?
yeah.
But in this version, it's basically the current Carter wearing the clothes of that Carter as an adult, having a conversation with her father, and it's kind of trippy.
It is, and it was it's supposed to be, and then like Dad Carter asks her for the iris codes in the middle of it. It's like,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah, one thing, like the weird dream sequence people cannot maintain kayfabe for very long is what we've learned.
Yeah, just all the good old mindfuck techniques just do not maintain kayfabe.
Absolutely not. Actually, the one that they did to O'Neill, I think, is like some serious, like, wow, you're kind of a dick, aren't you?
Oh yeah, using his dead son. Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean that entire scene where it's like, okay, well, I think it's them more or less him reliving the last fight he had with his son about, I guess, guns. And I guess what really happened was like essentially they didn't talk again for the rest of that day or whatever the heck. And then a week later, you know, the
yeah,
tragedy happened.
yeah.
So it's the entire time of this like hallucination or memory reliving thing is going on. It's basically just O'Neill trying to convince his son, like, can't we just play ball? Can't we just do it like, one last time sort of thing? And then like I feel like this child actor does a phenomenal job, because it's like he's given the direction more or less like, okay, you latch onto that and you use it to twist the knife to try and get information out of this guy. It's like, we're going to use the image of your dead son. Like, we'll give you what you want. You just want to have a nice throw, nice game of catch with your boy, but you got to give us, the nuke codes.
Wasn't
Like,
it?
I don't know. I think it's very effective.
Give us the method and how you obtained all the knowledge of the ancients and traveled to a different galaxy to meet the
Yeah, tell us how
Asgard.
you like. It's funny seeing a little kid demand all of these things to O'Neill.
Yeah. If anything, we learned is Apophis is bad at interrogation.
Always
'Cause,
has been.
Like every time he just moves way too fast.
He's used to just killing people, apparently.
Oh.
There was a fun line at the very beginning. When I phase in after the recap, and they're all being held at, I guess, like stick point by Apophis's goons. Apophis reveals himself. O'Neill says something snarky, and Apophis is first thing he says to them, "Your insolence is like music to my ears."
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Apophis has missed dealing with these chuckle fucks. He's like, oh, I missed you guys. Prepare to die.
And then Martoof immediately reminds them that it's like, I told you Sokar would just reanimate him with the sarcophagus. Is like, I wonder how long he's been sitting on that one. Hold a grudge,
Probably quite a while.
Martoof.
I do like how Daniel Jackson in this situation is just like, oh, by the way, Aminette's fucking dead.
Oh,
By the way, I'm not sorry.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, not sorry. Your wife's also dead, dickhead.
Yeah. It's like
Luke's got her, too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think this is one of the better
Apophis
aspects of Daniel Jackson's relationship with Apophis whenever they speak to each other. It's just the straight disdain that Daniel Jackson has for him. I think is always really good.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like Daniel definitely has a little bit of dark side in him, and it comes out at some of the most interesting times.
It comes out when dealing with the Gould. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's emptying an MP5 into a tank full of larva or being bitchy to Apophis.
On his deathbed, yeah.
On his deathbed, or just like while captured by Apophis, just whatever.
Whenever he gets a chance, basically, just throwing daggers at him. It's all really good.
Yeah, that was a good part. When Daniel is brought in for his torture session, it gets interrupted by Sokar, and Daniel sees their communication device that had been taken from them that they were using to talk to Teal'c on a table, just kind of like left there. And his plan to get that is to try to start a fight with the Hiffle guards that Apophis has.
Yeah, punch him right in the Gould sack.
Well, no, I don't think what's that guy, a Jaffa or just like a guy?
I don't think those guys are Jaffa. I think those guys are just like straight from the gym.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are just some like Hiffle guards that Apophis has with him. But like he punched that guy in the gut. No reaction whatsoever. The guy just looks mad and backhands Daniel across the room into the table that he was aiming, that he wanted to get to. So,
oh, so you're saying he was playing the angles? Like, if I do this, he'll punch me towards the place I want to go.
yes,
It's just like playing pool
They did
with
say
your
he was
face.
the smart one.
but just like the ineffective punch, and then the guy that they tried to punch just like wiping his eyes at him before knocking him across the room was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
I also noticed that they couldn't get Shirey back for the torture mindfuck for Daniel Jackson. It was instead O'Neill talking to him about Narcissus.
Which I feel like having Charest show up would have been a better mindfuck thing, but I guess like that actress is just not on this show anymore.
Yeah,
she
no,
literally
she's
just
gone.
not making appearance on this show anymore. So
yeah,
which
so that was fair. Yeah, that's something I noticed. But yeah, we see more of Sokar. Sokar is still very good at vamping it right up until he gets exploded by a moon.
Yeah, in which he yells like a little baby boy.
Uh-huh.
Just like straight like,
So-
yeah, and explodes. But unfortunate for him. Oh, actually, I do have a note here. How do you guys feel about the new flavor of Jamba Juice they introduced into this episode?
Oh, the blood of Sokar, that's just red wine.
Yeah.
Or grape
Do you
juice.
think that's what it
That is
was? Like,
grape
if
juice.
we access your memories while you're kind of drunk, we can maybe manipulate it a bit.
Well, it's a special kind of wine, I guess. I think after O'Neill's torture session, he had a good line when he got thrown back in the hole. I don't have the exact line, but he says something like, they put that memory device on me, and then it gave me something that reminded me of the 70s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could read into that so many ways, and a lot of them aren't good. But it is what it is. Actually, how did you like the scenes here between Carter Senior and Carter Junior? I guess
Between the two Carters?
Between
the
mom
double
and dad,
Carter.
or mom and
Yeah.
dad, father and daughter.
Father daughter.
I mean, there's
father
also
daughter weekend
bits.
getaway.
There's also bits where it kind of flips back and forth between like young Carter and current Carter. That was probably the best flashback of the bit.
Oh, of like the actual like memory things.
Yeah, of all
I don't
the
know. I kind of like
flashbacks.
O'Neill's too, but yeah, those. I think those two were good. Daniel Jackson's was fine. I just feel like it wasn't as impactful as the other ones. It also doesn't last as long.
Yeah,
It
because
does
it's
kind of feel
interrupted by Sokar
Mhm.
just radioing in and going, Bynар, where the fuck are you? Yeah.
Oh, Bynar's dead.
Yeah,
I killed him.
Bob's like, Bynar's dead, I killed him. And then Sokar's immediately like, okay, well, prepare to get blasted from orbit.
Which fair.
Fair.
Should have saw that one coming. It is a like, what did you think was going to happen sort of deal. But I guess he did. I mean, the whole crux of this episode is that he's trying to get something that he could use as leverage to get close. But whatever.
Yeah, well,
So actually, the reason why I brought up the thing with Carter and Carter is because like I think at one point, more or less, the elder Carter has more or less resigned himself to his fate, thinking like, this is where I'm going to die. And I'm not sure what the line was, but it's something like basically Samantha more or less mentioned something like, "Oh no, you're gonna see like your son again. You're gonna see your grandchildren again." And I'm just thinking in the back of my head, like, how do you explain? Yeah, how do you explain to your brother that your dad died on a hell moon in space? Like, is that something you can do easily? Because you can't lie to your
I
family.
mean,
but like,
how do you
you have to lie
explain
to
to
him.
your brother that your dad is now an agent of an alien race?
yeah. I mean, I guess it would be a real long day of explanations, really. Okay, so first thing, sorry to tell you this. Dad was host to a symbiote and, flying all around the cosmos. Also, he's dead because he was tortured to death on a hell moon.
By the
So what's for
devil.
dinner?
There has to be a lot of paperwork before you can begin explaining.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think the technical answer is Dad's dead, and I can't tell you why because it's classified.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't cause a rift.
Oh,
There's
it
already a
will,
rift.
and it will definitely cause every Thanksgiving to suck.
But they established last season there was already a rift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but also at the beginning of this season, they more or less mend that with the Seth episode, right?
At the begin mending that. I don't know how far that went.
Well, all we see is the family show up at the brother's house, and he picks up his grandchild, and they walk in. So, I guess they're just leaving it up to the imagination.
Yeah. I mean, going from not being on speaking terms to like showing up and hanging out is a pretty big, pretty big step, I would say. But yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's still your dad. I mean, no matter how bad things are, it's your dad. But maybe that's going down too much of a rabbit hole.
All right, so I guess now Apophis has Sokar's giant ass fleet. That probably won't come back to bite anyone in the near
Yeah, it's
future.
probably fine. I wouldn't
It's
worry
probably
about
fine.
it. Yeah.
Uh,
So how did you guys like that scene? Specifically the one where like Apophis is hanging out well, not really hanging out. He's actually right in front of Sokar.
Sokar like supplicating, trying to make his play, and I like that scene a lot. That's like some good space fantasy, like high space
Yeah.
opera scene.
But like so just the way Sokar's acting that scene, I think, is very good. Like he's kind of, I mean, he's essentially looking down on Apophis the whole time, but at the same time, like he's not
Physically.
literally, like he's kind of like staring upward in a weird way, almost like he's looking down on him so much that he ended up looking upwards or something. It's like a
Well, no,
really weird.
like his face is tilted up, but he's looking down at him, like
Yeah,
as like a
like his
thing.
eyes are like pointed as like low as you could possibly go while like tilting his head upward. It's like the weirdest thing, but it looks like really funny.
Isn't that what the Undertaker used to do in wrestling? Like, wasn't that one of his shticks?
I
Like he would
guess.
tilt his head up but move his eyes down, like as he was walking down the ramp.
Just like looking down on everyone all the time.
I guess.
Your neck must really hurt if you're doing that all the time.
I imagine Sokar's always doing that. Just he's never not doing that. That's why he's got that weird slinky hood, so that he could like sort of correct his vision every once in a while. So he's like, no, I got to reposition it so I could do this with my head.
I do like the slow motion action there when Apophis fights his way out of being grabbed by Sokar's guys, because he stabs one and then slashes across the neck of the other, and it's a real quick thing. But the guy with the extra who got his neck slashed, like the way he grabs his neck and like does like the very comical like bleh, like and falling down,
Oh yeah.
was pretty funny.
Doesn't he make
Honestly,
like
that
the
was just a great
choking
scene.
gesture?
He does, yes, and then like he sticks his tongue out as like the cross-eyed sticking tongue out thing. Like it was like I'm joking.
I mean, really,
And then,
this is all on the dude with the prod, right? Because essentially, like, it was more so him just being shocked that allowed this to happen. Because Apophis was basically just being zapped the whole time, and it's more or less like that guy shows up, said, "Oh shit, they're about to blow up the moon." And the guy's like, "What?" Turns it off, and Apophis immediately just like stabs the guy straight in the chest and
yeah,
does the
pretty
twirl
much.
to cut the guy's throat.
Yeah, which I guess now Apophis is what was a badass in that scene, which you don't have to hand it to Apophis. Uh,
Yeah, you got to give it to him. He pulled it off.
Yeah.
he pulled it off. He somehow escaped another SG-1 exploding his ship shenanigan again.
Yeah, I'd like to think like because at one point I forget the other dude's reasons as to why they couldn't let them. I can't remember his name, but essentially he said like we can't alert them because if they're alerted that what we're doing is blowing this up, they'll have enough time to escape. So this kind of just has to be a surprise, right?
Oh,
Oh, you mean
like
the Tok'ra guy helping Tilk?
the Wiener Toker guy.
Yeah, the Wiener Toker. We'll just call him the Wiener Toker. But essentially, like,
Aldwin.
Aldwin.
yeah.
is the
So
name.
for whatever reason, like they figured it out, and like the jig was up. They knew that the things were about to blow up, but because Apophis happened to be there and killed, I guess, Sokar's only two guys that apparently have any ability to do anything, he just gets blown up because of this.
Well, I
Because
think
everyone else makes it out.
they find out on the ship like I don't know, less than 5 minutes from the planet exploding, and then Apophis just cuts those two guys, grabs a staff, and it just runs roughshod through the ship to get to the ringing devices. Causes enough
Yeah,
chaos that no one gets to the controls in time to move the ship out of the way.
I guess, but I guess the implication is like that one guy, instead of doing something about it, like just actually doing something about it, he was like, I better tell daddy first. Except then he got.
Except he got and I guess Sokar didn't run to the controls in time himself to move the ship. I don't know, that was weird.
I don't think he could have. He was just too busy vamping there. He's like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? I gotta vamp my way towards the controls? It's too slow. Let me grab my candle and kind of wave my hand around it or something.
All right. Any other thoughts on this episode?
So I actually have several notes here. So the first one, the Tok'ra that's helping Tilk, and then like tries to, like he sends the nuke down to the planet. He is being played by William DeVry. Yeah, DeVry, whose grandfather was the founder of the DeVry Institute, also known as DeVry University.
Huh.
What?
Yes, sir.
What?
It was in the trivia.
That is not a name I have ever expected to hear again. Is DeVry even open anymore?
Hope not.
You're like one of the first instances of like, yo, we're kind of a college. Accredited? What does that mean?
Yeah, like they're the ones who started that whole scam.
Would you
Yeah.
want to earn a certificate? Unfortunately, now the universities will just sell you certificates. So,
literally just the diploma mills. So the other fun fact I have is, like how they made a big deal that after we fire the bomb into the heart of the planet, there's only going to be 12 minutes to get off before it explodes. So, from the time Tilk says, like, calls down to Daniel Jackson, be like, there's only 12 minutes before the bomb explodes, I actually timed it. And that bomb exploded in 6 minutes, 34 seconds.
Well, I mean, they're cutting around.
So it's a reverse. It's a reverse Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when the guy said 12 minutes, I paused the episode, looked at how many minutes were left in the episode, and I said, yeah, that's about right. I think it was literally like 9 minutes before the episode ended.
Yeah.
Close enough.
No, don't trust the Tok'ra.
Well, I
mean, we can assume it was actually 12 minutes because they skipped some movement time.
Yeah, like they went from climbing out of the hole to being in like the Binar's room in like one cut. So you can probably burn like 6 minutes with that.
Oh, sure. Fine.
Also, this Tok'ra kind of a dick, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but he's also a Tok'ra. They're all kind of dicks.
Yeah, I guess. That scene where like they make contact again and like he just kind of looks at him, doesn't say anything, and he just launches it. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. And so last fun fact I had for you guys. So originally this was just going to be a one-parter, but because of how expensive it turned out to be to have like the set and all the CGI, one of the producers said, no, we have to like justify the cost. So we're going to split this one into two so we can reuse the sets, costumes, and whatever. And so far, the most expensive episodes have been first the pilot, and below that is these two episodes.
Yeah, because they did make all new sets for this. They did all the prosthetic, made all that costume work. They got the CG in there.
Yeah,
I can see it.
And honestly, even though like Sokar is more or less just an albino dude with like blue veins popping out everywhere, like it's still, they put a lot of effort into this episode. You could tell. Like, there's space scenes. There's like space explosions. There's a scene. There's a CG thing of a moon exploding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a fairly good explosion too.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad considering.
Yeah. But I guess my final thoughts is I wish we kind of got more Sokar. I mean,
yeah, I'm kind of sad he's dead.
Yeah, like he would have been a good villain to keep around for a little while longer.
Like it would have only it would take like maybe 3 or 4 more episodes with him for us to get tired of the vamping, but you can still have him for like a full season.
Yeah,
vamping every once in a while.
Yeah. So I guess one last note to the listener. So season 3 is the season where SG-1 goes on a tirade. This is now the 4th Goa'uld they've killed, I believe, within just this one season alone.
Wait, so you had Hathor, Seth. I'm blanking on the third one.
Daniel's wife.
Oh, I'm in that, sure.
Yeah, and now Sokar. So,
Yeah, they're going on a killing spree of Goulds, which is about time.
Yeah, they got a kill streak going.
Yep.
Okay, so are we ready to move on?
Yep.
I guess. I do want to
Alright.
say that this is a. I'm glad that this is a two-parter. I think it worked really well, and I think they should do stuff like this more often.
This show
Yeah,
But
does
also, the show's been
two-parters
over
really
for like
well.
20 years, so.
Yep.
Yeah, the show does. From now on, the two-parters are usually pretty good. All right, so now we're on to season 3, episode the 14th, Foothold. Justin, do you want this one?
Sure. I suppose I'll take it. Anyway, so, SG-1 shows back up from a mission. It's the mission that they were on isn't really important. And when they get back, they're told that there's been a chemical spill from tetrachloroethylene on level 23, and the whole base is shut down and in lockdown, and they're told they have to go to medical to get examined. And they say, sure, okay, because why would you say no? That seems like a perfectly normal thing to do. And when they get there, for one, the first thing that should have tipped them off was that don't they all go in a room and all the curtains get closed between them?
Well, no, because they're all getting shots in the butt, so it's privacy.
Yeah, but they all
Yeah,
get
no one wants to
get
see
these
that ass.
shots. They all get these shots, and and it's actually a sedative, and they all get knocked out. Tilk, they didn't expect to get knocked out. Tilk wakes up sooner than anyone else, and he thinks he sees Dr. Frazier and someone else talking to some aliens that we have not seen before. He manages to wake up Carter, and Carter escapes while Tilk holds off some guys who are attacking them. And when Carter escapes, she decides to call, of all people, fucking Mayborn and say, hey, things are fucked up and I need some help. Something's going on at SGC. We may have been compromised. And when she meets Mayborn, she finds out that Mayborn has called SGC, and O'Neill and Daniel Jackson show up. And all of them get on an extremely fancy plane. And while on that plane, both Mayborn and Carter see one of the alien disguises fail. He sort of flickers. And Carter grabs Mayborn's gun, which is not very well secured, and shoots O'Neill. And it turns out it's not O'Neill; it's one of the aliens. And they figure out that these aliens they're capturing people, and they're putting some kind of like mind reading device on them. And then the alien is getting the other side of that mind reading device and putting it on their head so that they have the memories of the person that's being captured. And they also have another piece that is a disguise, a holographic disguise that they put on their body. So Carter takes the disguise for Daniel Jackson, and Mayborn calls, because he's not one of the I was going to say infected, but that's totally wrong. He's not one of the people that's been captured, and he's not one of the aliens. And Carter goes back to base with the Daniel Jackson disguise. And she infiltrates it, and she figures out the frequency which causes all the aliens to appear. She comes across the real Daniel Jackson she comes across the real O'Neill and some other guy who doesn't matter. He's just some other guy. And they all work together to
That's Major
free
Davis.
the base. Major Davis. Right, that guy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You saw him
They all
earlier in the
work-
episode make a raptor noise and then get shot.
and then gets shot. And like when the alien who is disguised as you gets shot and the mind control device stops working, the real person wakes up. And so Daniel Jackson and Major Davis wake up. Not Daniel Jackson, O'Neill and Davis wake up. I don't think Daniel Jackson woke up. They didn't
That
show
alien
him.
didn't die.
Oh, right. That alien. You're
Until
right.
later.
Never mind. Sorry. He got shot once. He didn't get killed. So they all wake up, and Carter figures out the frequency used to turn off all the alien disguises and plugs it into the intercom system. And so all the aliens are visible now. There's some decent action scenes where O'Neill and Teal'c shoot at aliens, and sometimes Carter. Uncharacteristically, Carter gets knocked out by an alien at some point and never really goes back into the action.
No, she's there at the end. At the end,
Yeah.
shutting down the Stargate.
Yeah, and then Mayborn shows up at like the last second and does nothing with his army of troops that roll in. And a bunch of these aliens escape. Some of them holding the memories of the people that they had captured, which is not good. And surely we'll have to deal with this at some point in the future.
No, we won't.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
These guys are sure not appearing in this film for the rest of the series.
Oh,
missed
okay.
opportunity, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool episode, I think.
I think this is easily the best episode of the batch. And I don't hate any of these episodes. I think a lot of these episodes are good.
I think all 4 of these episodes are good, yeah.
Yeah, it's my first good batch in a while. Like, all good batch.
I'd agree. I'm not 100%
refreshing
on this.
Coming off of last week.
I'm not 100% ready to say this is, like, hands down the best of the batch. It's pretty good, though. I think it's a good episode. I do still think that Carter surely had to have had someone else she could contact somewhere other than Mayborn. But
yeah, I feel like this has more to do with like a writing thing where they kind of want to write Mayborn into this. Yeah,
or
it is
they
a
just
little
want to
odd.
introduce new.
I mean,
characters.
I think it's more like they don't want to introduce a new actor because that would cost money. And B, I think they needed someone who already had a well-established character to be an asshole, because Mayborn's still an asshole throughout this episode. He's just an asshole who realizes that Carter is right at some point.
Yeah,
but like they couldn't really spend time setting up a character who would do the things that Mayborn does.
Yeah,
they already have him available to do his thing.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why they go with him. And to be fair, he does have some scenes here where like he shows some things
Slight
that actually
humanity.
make sense. Yeah, like
some slight competence. Some
slight competence. How he actually like thanks her at the end. Said, no, it was all her. It's just like, wow, that's okay, sure.
I guess maybe the whole situation had him shook, so he forgot how to be an asshole for a few minutes.
Yeah, which to be fair, like this was like a fucked up situation, and like he's got some good moments too. Even where like when he's like, go check on the pilot, and she's like, how do I know you're not an alien? And he just without hesitation cuts himself. He's like, see, red blood, which is like a smart thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he could have just shown his chest that he's not wearing one of those devices, but yeah.
Yeah, but at that point they didn't know that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Actually, that scene I think is great for like multiple reasons. One, just like the no hesitation, just shooting O'Neill, and then like the alien thing popping up, everyone going like, "What the fuck?" And then the Daniel alien just trying to maintain kayfabe the whole time. Just like, yeah, that's weird. Who's that guy?
Yeah, no. The Oldly character in this batch of episodes who actually tries to maintain kayfabe all the way through.
He does it up until the point where they pull the thing off, and it's like, okay, you got me. Except he says it in like bug speak or something.
He's the guy that's played Among Us the most among the Grimaces. He knows like when your fellow But it's not a spy in Among Us. What is it?
In Among Us, it's the imposter.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
imposter.
like some sort of alien imposter thing.
You don't try to help your fellow imposter when he's been ratted out.
Yeah, I mean that's
Whereas
what
back
the
at
mistake the other
base,
one made. Yeah, the other one just like walks out, makes a raptor noise, and gets shot immediately. So he's like, "Nah, man, I ain't fucking doing that. Those guys are idiots."
well, I mean, even back at base, when Alien Fraser is trying to gaslight Teal into cooperating, the moment they get the phone call that Car's been found, she just drops kayfabe immediately,
Yeah,
which was pretty funny.
which by the way, poor Junior this episode. That was like gnarly.
Yeah.
They just like
Oh,
had him in like a vice and were just like prodding him and zapping him all while he's screaming.
just prodding the symbiote to see what happens.
So I'm
What's
looking
this
up
thing?
this. I'm looking up this episode. These aliens are apparently called the Stragoth,
Yep.
and it looks like we only know this because of the unreleased tabletop game.
Nice. Well, unreleased because there's 2 released tabletop games.
So I actually looked this up. There was like a tabletop game like back in the early 2000s
I looked this up.
that didn't.
I shared the PDF.
Hey, I looked it up too, but yeah, there was like 2 versions. One actually didn't come out, and the name they have is Stragoth. But I just call them the Grimaces because they all bleed purple blood.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, okay.
When you first
I
only sort of see them, like when they don't get a good look at them, they kind of reminded me of like the Krogan, except without the hunch. But then when you kind of get a look at them, it's like, oh no, they don't look like them at all.
yeah, no, it is a unique alien design, I'd say,
Mhm.
for like 90s sci-fi TV.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate how when Teal like wakes up from the sedative, sees the aliens talking to Fraser and Hammond, just immediately kicks into like full Rambo mode.
Oh yeah, he goes straight up like Solid Snake on this shit. Like, just I forget who he pulls out of the infirmary. Was that Carter?
Yeah, it was want to see. So like he's being wheeled out to like the prison cell by Siler. Knocks out Siler immediately. Goes to goes to the armory, grabs some guns. Goes back to the elevator, waits for Carter to get wheeled out, knocks out the guys wheeling Carter out, wakes her up, and then just like full on Solid Snake Rambo. Like this is a sneaking mission. Well, not even he's not being sneaky, but
Yeah.
At the beginning, he was being sneaky.
So it
he just
just
goes
dawned on
full
me we should
like
be
one man
keeping
army.
a Siler owned counter because, like, in every episode where he appears, like he's like either getting exploded or like judo thrown to the ground.
Yeah, because the guy playing Siler is on the production staff of the show. I guess
He's
he's
a
kind of an
stunt
agent.
double.
That he's a stunt double, so they just keep fucking him up whenever he shows up.
Yeah, it's a great gag.
It's
So
a fun guy.
to clarify the tabletop thing, the tabletop rulebook, it is the rulebook is Fallout Stargate Season 3. It's an unpublished rulebook for the Stargate SG-1 role playing game. That role playing game was published, but this particular rulebook was not.
Okay, so it was a module for that. All right, yeah. But yeah, so Teal just going one man army. He knocks out like a dozen people before they just trap him into a hallway and gas can him.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that whole scene, like just before that, that's when they realize they can't both get out, and he more or less says like, "I'll buy you time while you." He says it in a real like Teal'c way. I forget the exact line, but like that scene after where he's kind of just like hiding behind that little corner, and those guys walk up, apparently not checking their corners. They pay for it real bad because he just knocks the crap out of them. And then when the
and then
one
he
guy
doubles
tries to
that
sneak up
that
behind
one guy.
him, he just doubles at him. Just like, I don't care if you're human, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, just smoking fools until he gets I guess gas grenaded.
Yeah. I do appreciate how they try to pull the trick again. It's like, oh no, it's really just hallucinating. You should tell us what Carter is because bad things could happen.
And Teal just doesn't go for it.
And he's just like, I don't remember shit.
And then they drop the kayfabe anyway when they find out that they got Carter through
Yeah.
Mayborn. Which, fun fact, that outdoor cafe area, like a real nice looking outdoor cafe with the steps. Those are the same steps used in the episode Politics when they're in Washington, D.C. Where Odio and Carter are talking, and that journalist uses like the, I guess, distance microphone to record them.
The directional mic, I guess.
Directional mic, yeah. So that's the same steps at the University of British Columbia. So I guess they went back there, like the nicest spot in Vancouver they could pass off for Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm. That scene I think was overall good. I just felt it was weird that Mayborn was just wearing full uniform, right?
I guess if he wears that to work, then
I
just walk
guess.
around with that and that.
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like Pentagon people, while at work, they're not necessarily always in full uniform, right? Wouldn't they be in like suits half the time? Anyway, I guess I don't know. I don't know
Just
American
depends.
military.
I mean, he's also like a full bird colonel, so probably walk around in a uniform.
Yeah, it just seems weird, specifically like knowing that situation. I guess it's because he didn't necessarily believe her when she called and mentioned it, and that we had to need to meet up. But like, imagine if he did believe it was true. Like, why show up in the most like you're not conspicuous. Like, if you're at a cafe and you see like a fully decorated colonel, you're like, what the hell?
It's probably Washington
Blend
D.C.
in.
I don't think anyone cares.
In Washington, though,
Like downtown Washington.
it's probably more common.
Is that where
Is
they
that
were?
where she? I'm about to say, did she?
Oh, I guess
was
they
about to
were.
say,
Yeah.
How did she
Yeah.
go from?
So she got from outside of Colorado Springs to downtown Washington. Don't worry about it.
Are we sure? Because I figured she was just like somewhere in Colorado.
No, downtown Washington because they're taking a plane back.
Yeah, that explains why they needed to take
right.
the plane.
So she just picked Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like when she
I didn't think about
that's
that.
supposed to be like Dulles Airport.
I didn't think about that because that's a
Yeah. So
that's
that means
huge.
she got from the middle of the woods outside of Colorado Springs to an airport, got a ticket, flew to Washington D.C., called Mayborn on a payphone at Dulles, I guess. Got to downtown Washington D.C. and to that cafe, and somehow the alien O'Neill and Jackson got there at the same time she did. And also, she's wearing the same outfit as when she broke out of the SGC.
Yeah, she was probably ranked by that point.
Well, no, just like so. Like, did she get her? Did she like drop by her apartment to get her wallet real fast to like pay for a plane ticket? Like,
No.
why didn't she change pants? Because those are like the SGC pants she's wearing.
You're forgetting something though.
Oh yeah.
Carter knows how to fly.
Oh yeah, she
But
is USAF.
Where'd she
Yeah,
get a
like-
plane though?
They probably have a small private airport where
Oh, I don't know, you're stretching a lot.
like
Yeah,
you
like
can get
so.
like
Here's
a
the thing.
Cessna.
Here's the thing: is they knew that she escaped pretty quickly. They would have gone to the common spots that she might have gone to, her apartment, any like family members' houses. They would have had someone camped out there. If there's like a small airport or small airfield or something that she could have picked up a plane at, they would have had someone there to watch out for her.
Like, she would have had to have gotten in a car and gone to Denver real fast.
Yeah. Like her making it to Washington, I didn't realize that. I should have, because they were on a plane, but now that I think about it, the logistics of her getting from Colorado to Washington is pretty insane.
I guess because the SGC, they're trying to keep it on the down low because of the whole alien invasion thing. Maybe they weren't checking the airports, and she could have just gotten to Denver International and flown to DC.
Sure, but if Hammond, was gonna say if Hammond calls up the president and says, "Hey, we've got a rogue agent. We need to pick her up. She's gonna be in one of these locations." That would happen pretty soon. You're right that would have drawn some unwanted attention to them, but
I'm telling
they're
you,
not afraid of sending Daniel and not O'Neill out. So
Yeah, like in civvies. So like, what's like were they in like the next plane to Washington after her, or did
They
they
got
go
on
from
that-
like the Air Force base?
they got on that private airfield, I guess.
It might have
Yeah,
been.
that's-
I mean, it might have been just like a lucky guess or something. Like, well, she's probably trying to go to the highest point of the chain of command to let them know, right? So we're heading to
Well,
Washington.
Mayborn would have contacted them right after she did. Probably.
Yeah, but she was already in Washington when she called him.
Yeah.
Ah,
I mean,
well.
this is one of those things. Like, I don't think they're interested in explaining it. And I don't think they necessarily need to.
They don't need to. You're right.
Yeah, they don't need to. It's just a funny little thing. The logistics. But anyways, some real nice props in this episode. I like the props.
Yeah.
Like the real gross like flesh harnesses.
Yeah, that whole
everything.
thing. Like, what logistics of that? If you're trying to keep a bunch of people alive so you can access their memories, that is actually not the way you want to do it. To just suspend them
No.
from the ceiling.
You want to
Yeah,
lay them
like the
down on a
buffalo.
stretcher.
And like that's not that many people per room, so you would need a whole bunch of rooms like that.
I think they did mention that it was the whole floor that had the security cameras off, though. So that's probably been like the entire floor was probably just filled with weird ceiling.
Contraptions.
I don't know. What do you even call those things? Like goose wings?
Goose wings. Yeah. So some really interesting prop work. Is all I'll say about that.
Mm-hmm. One thing I forgot to mention was when all of these aliens are escaping through the Stargate, some of them don't get through, and they all turn
bring
on a
that up.
bomb that's on their chest.
Well,
Y'all
no,
brought that up? Or
yeah, the one pretending to be Hammond turns on the bomb on its chest.
yep,
That
and
causes
blows
him to explode in the gate room, taking the ones in the gate room with him. They mentioned afterwards that all of the other aliens just dropped dead when that happened.
At least the ones on the planet. Yeah, I always
Yeah.
describe that because apparently the one pretending to be Jackson then died after that. Because when they went to go back to see it, that he was just dead. Can we
Yeah.
actually talk about this scene a little bit more? Because I think this scene's like great for so many reasons. Like, there's like all of them escaping. Everyone's like trying to like scramble to close the gate. They do eventually close the gate. At which point, I guess this is the exact moment when Mayborn shows up and he says, "Nobody move," because for all intents and purposes, he doesn't know who's who, right? Like he's like, these could be aliens, they could be people, I don't know.
Yeah,
Which-
so it's like everyone has like so Neil and Carter put their hands up at
Yeah.
the like the computers.
But
The-
while this is happening, like I guess the alien who was who
The
now is
alien
no
in
longer
charge.
maintaining kayfabe.
The alien in
that's been-
charge just like turns the dial and starts speaking in like bug language that we don't understand.
Yeah, like so it's funny because he's giving this whole soliloquy in bug language that we don't understand, and it goes on for like it's not like a couple of lines. He's going for like what feels like maybe a minute, and everyone just kind of looking at each other, not saying a word. At which point, like O'Neill's like, "Oh, I know what's happening." He just presses the button to put the blast shield down.
And then and like this
At the
one
last
happens.
second.
It happens like before it's fully down, and you get that burst of light through there. That was real cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
this whole scene's great. I do really appreciate the final words of the alien that we can't understand.
Yes,
Giving.
I have that as a note as well. That's really good.
Yeah. They did have
Uh.
one little error in the scene, though. Did you guys catch it?
No.
I
Okay.
didn't.
So after Jack hits the button to bring like the blast door down, it's almost all the way down. The bomb goes off, but after the light effect, you can still see the legs of the alien standing. So it's like literally a split second thing, but if you pause at the right moment after the explosion, you can still see them standing there.
Huh.
Oh, I gotta see if I could see that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. But
I do appreciate how like it's just like a charred room, and O'Neill's like, a coat of paint, it'll be fine.
yeah, those Stargates are tough.
I mean, they are tough, as it turns out. So here's a question: How did you like the I guess the counter offensive from within, like what O'Neill and what's that guy's name again?
Davis.
Davis.
Well, I
Terrible
mean,
tactics on
yeah,
Jack's part.
yeah, I mean, yeah, O'Neill was just kind of dicking around at first. In fact, when he got fake Fraser's gun, it isn't even out the holster by the time he started trying to point it at people. And it's like, that's not how guns work, Jack.
Yeah. But I mean, there was that whole bit where they're like, "So what do we do?" And it's like, "Okay,
Armory.
it's an alien. I could undress her, I guess."
Oh, right, when they're like,
that is a uncomfortable scene. I mean, I guess they have to like
pull the
they have
thing
to,
off the chest.
yeah, they have to lampshade it. So the thing that came to mind, and this is the worst thing to be reminded of, when he was like debating pulling, her shirt open to pull this thing off of her chest.
It's like opening the blouse a bit, yeah.
Yeah. I thought about Jill, the fight with Jill Valentine in RE5.
Oh,
jeez.
Just constantly palming at Jill's chest.
This is
Yeah.
way better than that because A, he doesn't pull the shirt all that far down, and B, it just pulls right off.
Yeah, I do
Jeez.
like the reaction of like once they take it off and the thing like reveals itself, how like quickly Davis like jumps back like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, no, that was a good reaction.
Like
on
they're
that
all
part.
especially like no, I hate everything that's going on right now.
They're like, oh, what the fuck is this? Yeah.
They just had a real bad day. Like O'Neill especially because he was like basically on a rain planet for a bunch of weeks. He
Or for a
wakes
bunch
up
of
in his
days.
weird goo swing with a weird flesh tiara.
Yeah, and then Davis is there. He doesn't even know Davis that well. And then when O'Neill busts Teal'c out of his confinement cell, that was a fun bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm here for the bald prisoner. Okay, sure.
Yeah, that was good. And then just O'Neill and Teal'c just having a running gunfight through the facility after that. Just going full Rambo through there. It was good.
I think the only thing on this episode that I think is kind of like, why does this need to be here? Is like the weird confrontation between Carter and fake General Hammond.
In Fake Hammond, where Fake Hammond just backhands her and leaves. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's completely unnecessary.
Yeah, that was weird. And of course, this raises the questions as to just security at the SGC. They got incurred very easily again
Mm-hmm.
by the alien incursion. This time it almost worked for the aliens, which is concerning.
Yeah, like I feel like this is an episode you're better off doing if you're like planning on doing a change in who's in command. But that's not
because like everyone should be fired at this point.
Yeah, like everyone would actually be fired. This is when like Bo Bridges would have shown up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But that doesn't happen until much later.
I guess last note from me. So I guess they all get shots in the ass when they come home from when they come back from missions.
Yeah, they do bring that up.
Yeah, I like. Why are they shooting in their asses like every time they come back from a mission? There aren't many things that you shoot people in the ass with nowadays.
I'm just glad they didn't make a good news as a suppository joke.
But O'Neill's line where he tells the nurse to really jam it in there this time. That has stuck in my brain since childhood, and I do use that sometimes.
Yeah,
with nurses.
it was sure was something.
Yeah. So I have two notes. One is, once again, we meet another alien species that we will never see again. Kind of much like the Reed 2. I kind of feel bad about that. I kind of wish we get to see the Grimaces a little bit more. Um, they seem fairly capable. Could made a good enemy to have in future episodes, but we'll never know. And two, we actually got Samantha Carter's second most famous line in this episode.
All right, give it to us.
All right. Mayborn, you are an idiot every day of the week. Why couldn't you have just taken one day off?
And that's
that
at
was
the
a good line.
Outdoor Cafe. See, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's some good Mayborn lines too. I do like that bit where he's more or less telling fake Daniel Jackson to sit the fuck down. Like, that was good.
Oh yeah, no, when he goes on his power trip there, when he captured the alien, yeah.
Also, like, now that I think about it, it's really weird that Mayborn was part of the strike team.
You
Think
know.
about that. It's like, why was he part of the strike team?
Because if the guy in charge says he wants to do it, then he have to let him do it.
He would not. I don't think Mayborn would have missed the opportunity in case something goes wrong and he could take advantage of a disaster. Mayborn seems like the kind of guy who would do his best to get the most out of a disaster.
I guess, but I feel like that almost feels out of character for like what we've seen of him in the past. Like, he's not the person who's willing to put himself on the front lines, sort of deal.
Once again, they show up right after all the work is done.
Yeah,
there's that too.
I mean, that's more of like a convenience thing rather than like anything else, though.
We will learn more about Harry Mayborn as the seasons continue.
Yeah, like the NID is a constant in this series for quite some time.
All right, so I think that's all I have for this episode. That's all Tyler has. Are we good?
I just want to say that overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I think it's a good.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good scenes, a lot of good bits, some interesting uses of characters who you don't necessarily expect to be used that way.
Well, yeah, this is a good one that I would return to when we watch.
Yeah, the sadistic alien Frasier is cool. Is like kind of a cool thing.
I guess just for me is like overall season 3 has a lot more hits than it does misses. I think this is when the show really starts to gain momentum going forward.
Yeah. You still get stinkers here and there, but like I feel like there's less of them.
Yeah, I'd say there's only one, maybe two kind of stinkers. So in the rest of season 3, and we still have a bunch to go. So yeah, like the show is picking up speed. They're getting into a groove. They're figuring out what kind of show this is, what they're doing. Speaking of which, the next 4 episodes that we will talk about next time on Chariots of the Pods will be season 3 episodes 15 through 18. And these are, in order, Pretense, Ergo, 100 Days, and Shades of Grey. So, what? At least one of these episodes will make you angry, and at least 2 of these episodes are really good.
Great, so we'll have a lot to talk about next time.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, if y'all liked Forever and a Day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet it's Shades of Grey. I don't know for sure.
Right, I'll just turn into a fish person, like putting the dial up while I speak fish at you, and then explode, just to end my.
No.
End that
Grimace
episode out.
That's why they have purple blood. They came to the planet for our whoppers.
I will say one of the episodes in the next batch I think is one of the best episodes in the first half of the series. In my opinion, but you have to see which one.
It's a fun game for us in the next episode. Figure out which one Adam likes.
Yes, it's hard to tell for most people, I think. And
so the last time you said figure out which is the episode I hate, I figured it out pretty quickly.
You can figure it out. But do you know which one of these I like the most?
Yeah, that's going to be the real test of my gumption.
All right, so that does it for this episode. This has been a show in the Deep Listens podcast network, if I can talk. Deep Listens is a podcast about video games, kind of like a video game book club. Every 2 weeks, the main pod will pick a game, play it, talk about it. You should listen. About once a month or so, the Off the Deep End podcast is also a podcast about video games, but in this case, it's crusty RPGs, both old and new. I'm on that sometimes. You can listen to that if you're crusty or like crusty RPGs. There's also this show. There is a ranking of deck builder show. There are sometimes sports shows about basketball, football, or what have you. And there is sometimes a show about the Final Fantasy series, if you've ever heard of that. I have no idea what that is, though. You can join the Deep Listens Patreon for $1 a month. That gets you access to the Discord, in which you can find all of us there, just posting about all kinds of things. If you donate at $3 a month to the Patreon, you get access to the super secret special OG Songcast podcast, in which your favorite hosts from Off the Deep End and Deep Listens watch and discuss anime from roughly 25 to 30 years ago. Or I guess roughly 20 to 30 years ago. Yeah, somewhere in that space. If you're millennial, you know exactly what shows I'm talking about. And as for myself, I sometimes stream over at twitch.tv/fifth generation gaming. I also have a blog where I review games from the fifth console generation. That's fifthgengaming.blog. So go check that out. Does anyone else have plugs?
Yeah, I will start streaming again now that my throat isn't, complete death on twitch.tv/Jatsu84. I promise you I will not subject you to Don DeLuise.
Oh, why not? Everyone loves Dom DeLuise.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there. I'm looking forward to that. All right. So that's it for everyone. Goodbye, Internet.